Hello, Gothamites, and welcome to the Arkham Claude. If you're a Batman Arkham fan, you probably know about the rumored Arkham Legacy game already, as it has been teased for about a year now. Recently, I replayed all four of the main games and thought about the features I want to see return. Yes, Arkham Origins is a main game. It's canon, and it's main. Anyways, my qualifications for this list are that if the feature has already been in at least 3 of the 4 games, it can't make the list. So, for example, upgrades and free flow combat don't qualify because they're already in every game and they're pretty much confirmed to be featured if they ever made a new one. So, let's take a look at 5 features I want to see return in Batman Arkham Legacy. Number 5, the Batmobile. The Batmobile, although it was handled poorly in Batman Arkham Knight, really was a great concept. The driving at first felt a little clunky, but once you got used to it, you could get around Gotham pretty fast. Ignoring all of the tank features, the Batmobile is a must-have, because the tank features were terrible. They didn't make sense, and they were overused. It was really just a terrible thing for the game. Number 4, the Batcave. The Batcave has technically been in 3 games, but not really. There are some Arkham Knight challenge maps in the Batcave and Arkham City challenge maps in the Batcave. I guess technically it's been in all of the games somewhat, but not really. The Batcave technically premiered in Arkham Asylum, although it wasn't really the real one. It was just kind of a temporary one on Arkham Island. But in Arkham Origins, in fact, there was a really great Batcave. You could go through it. There was a medical bay. There was a Bat computer. There was a suit changer. There was also AR training, so you could train and learn a bunch of the combat moves. It was kind of an interesting tutorial bit. But it was actually a really nice concept. The Batwing was also there, so I feel like that if they make another Batman Arkham game, they need to have the Batcave. Especially if it's going to be a sequel to Origins, like most people are theorizing. You need to have the Batcave return. But speaking of the AR challenges from earlier. Number 3, AR training. This is different than the challenge maps. The AR training, as I said before, was kind of just a tutorial teaching you the mechanics of the game, and I think for beginners, that was really useful. I know when I played Arkham Origins, I hadn't played a Batman game in about 7 years, so they were really helpful for me. I went through them all, and they really help once you do go and do the challenge maps, because you're going to need to know pretty much every single move if you are going to get a high enough score to get all the stars in the challenge maps. I feel like in Arkham Legacy they should do this again, where you can just do the AR training optionally. For Arkham veterans, you don't need it, but for newbies, I'd suggest to add it. Number 2, fear multi-takedowns. Look, even if you hated Arkham Knight, you loved the fear multi-takedowns. It was awesome to take out up to 5 enemies within a few seconds. And it was very handy in missions like the bank robbery ones from Two-Face. There was an okay balance with you having to recharge the fear multi-takedown by doing a silent takedown, but it was still kind of overpowered. Maybe for the future, limit it to 1 fear multi-takedown per predator encounter, or just make it so that you need to get more silent takedowns to recharge. Otherwise, it was a great feature that really needs to return in any new Batman Arkham game. Number 1, free roaming as characters other than Batman. You probably didn't enjoy the Arkham stories in the Arkham Knight DLC packs, because pretty much nobody did. But it's also probably true that you enjoyed playing as Catwoman in Arkham City. Catwoman was really interesting because she had a completely different playstyle to Batman. She had her own campaign, She had her own even kind of post-game mission, and she just had all different abilities and playstyle. Catwoman was a really interesting addition. I think for a future Arkham game, we need more DLC like the Catwoman DLC. We need to be able to play as other characters like Nightwing, Robin, Harley Quinn, Red Hood, even. It would be just great if you could switch to, heck, even the Joker in the next Arkham game. If you could play as the Joker for a little bit. And no, playing as the Joker for like 2 minutes in Arkham Origins doesn't count. I want an experience where I can go in the free roam world and maybe have a small campaign or a mission or two. I just think this really needs to be a feature in Arkham Legacy. And if it's going to be a sequel to Batman Arkham Origins, like we're speculating it will be, then I think it would be great if we could play as Jason Todd Robin. Maybe you can make it DLC, maybe you can make it main story, but I think that would work perfectly. And that's it for me. It's likely that this is your first video seeing on this channel, because it's the first video being posted on this channel. Tell me if you guys think I should keep my name as the Claude Knight or the Arkham Claude, because I don't know if I want to change it or not yet. But that's pretty much it. I'll be back soon with 5 features I don't want to see return in Batman Arkham Legacy, and, that's it. Hope you enjoyed. And remember, it's not who you are underneath, but what you do that defines you.
Society. We live in a society.